In our head, we think of EC and we think of, NZTC. Why is the graduate diploma in teaching at, NZTC in the EC space so unique to the other programs that are around there? There's not many in New Zealand, but why is it so unique? Because I know for a fact it is.
The simple reason is because we offer it. One of the reasons is we offer it by blended learning mode. So as Sean explained to you, that it's not class based. I don't think we can make teachers by making them sit in the class. So I think one of makes it very unique is the blended learning option, which requires them to practice from day one, and they're practicing in the same home center, which can be their potential employer at the end of the day. Second thing is students can choose their own start date, so they can let us know when they want to start. So unlike some institutions where you have to start in Feb or July, or you have to wait, here you can start anytime. So we leave it to the students to start anytime. And the third option, I think, is the possibility that you can be as you explained, on a work visa, and you can study your qualifications, work full time, and study as well at the same pace. So that makes us really unique in terms of why graduate diploma in teaching is qualification. And we offer it in Auckland and Christchurch, both the campuses. Again, since we offer it by blended learning mode, we have students not only in Auckland or Christchurch based, they're based around Auckland. So we have students in Hamilton, we have students in Whangarei, we have international students in Tipuke, Tauranga, we have students in Queenstown and Oamaru and Timaru, and they're looking to study international students who want to study outside Auckland region as well.
That's right. Brilliant. Someone's getting into a graduate diploma and they're planning to do it with a variation. Because I want to try and explain this to people. They don't quite get their head around it, because a graduate diploma is not a taught kind of program. It is quite hands-on, and I am going to put that back onto Sean just after I asked you this question. So if they are doing the graduate diploma with a variation to their work visa, they need a center. And if they don't find, often the question that I get is, I don't have a center, I've never done this, how do I get one? What's the support that NZTC provides those students for, that thing that they can't find the center?
Yeah. So Arunima, 50% of our students who enroll in graduate diploma come from offshore. They come from overseas. And obviously that means they do not have a center because they've never been to New Zealand before. So what we do is anyone who's coming from offshore, or anyone who's already in New Zealand but have never worked in a center, we provide them with a list of EC centers. So it's provided to them when they apply with us, and they mention that we do not have a center where we can practice. So we give them the list of EC centers. And we also give information, instruction, how you should go about, approaching those centers.
And so there is a list. So they can't just find any center. There's a list of approved centers that you provide them?
Yes, that's what we do. So there are a list of approved centers which we provide to them. And actually, they can filter it down. What we highly recommend is they filter it down first to the centers in the suburb where they're staying in. So that it's because the course of what we offer is offered by blended learning. So they're spending a lot of time practicing in the EC center. So a lot of our students we want them to find EC center close to where they stay. So we provide them with a list of centers and instruction how to go about finding them. With information like how to prepare a CV, how to go down and it's like you applying for a part-time job. So you approach them and mention that you are looking to study a qualification, but the course requires them to have a field experience while you study. And you'll be surprised because I think we work with almost all EC centers in Auckland and around New Zealand. So they're very well aware about how NZTC's blended learning works, because they already have their students practicing in the centers, or they have their graduates who are working as a center managers.
That's what I was
teachers.
I was going to say, because you would be if these people are training in these centers, then they would be eventually looking at getting absorbed in those centers. Am I right?
Yeah, and that's what I've seen in my 12 years of career with NZTC. I've never come across any student who has not found a center or we had to place them. Obviously, there is an option where if it gets a worse scenario where students are not able to find a center, then we're able to find something for them. But I have not come across students, especially those even coming from offshore, especially those who are just 18, 19 years old, never worked, they have a high school graduation, they're able to find the centers.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it for a second, and that's what we tell clients consistently. But I think it's good hearing from you, because you're on the front face of it.